What's going on, everyone? This is Red Bull Tanker with Axis and Allies 1914, turn 3 for the Italians. It's been quite the game so far. Let's see, since we're over here in the West, France launched an attack into Holland and Alsace-Lorraine and managed to defeat the German forces there. The Germans are still have pulled back their army to the Ruhr and are currently still attempting to reinforce it right there. I think right now in the Ruhr they have 19 infantry, 9 artillery, and 3 fighters. Meanwhile, the French army continues to stack up here around Lorraine just to keep it all well and good there. Let's see here. That's pretty much Europe in a nutshell right there. Britain has sent some reinforcements over to... Britain has sent some reinforcements over to Belgium to aid the French. We'll stick in Europe. We'll go over to Russia. The situation in Russia is not good. There was a gigantic battle between the Austrians and the Russians on the Austrian turn that was pretty devastating to both sides. And then Russia took what was left and retreated back into Moscow. Germany has reinforced its forces in Belarus. And then on the Ottomans' turn, the Ottomans came in with this force. There were a couple more guys on that. But the Ottomans came in with a force and cleared the way through Ukraine. So now the Central Powers will be able to make more moves against, probably will be able to make good on a 1-2 attack against Moscow and probably end it for the Russians there. But we are hoping that the Russians are going to hold on. See here, coming down, we'll come down to the Middle East quick. Britain took Persia in a pretty big battle. And so now the Brits have an army on the doorstep of Turkish territory, though the Turks are running reinforcements there as quick as they can. And one big thing kind of goes in conjunction with Egypt. The French have moved their forces out of Serbia and have brought them down to Egypt to aid the British and the Italians against the ever-growing Ottoman army in Transjordan. So there's that. So unfortunately, we ceded Albania. So I lost that IPC to the Austrians, unfortunately. So we'll have to see where that goes. Down here, in other parts of Africa, the French came in and took Togoland. The British finished off their battles in Cameroon, and the Germans have retreated back into Southwest Africa. And that's pretty much it. The United States continues to sit over here and wait for themselves to come into the war. And the British are continuing to move their forces out of Canada to aid their forces in Egypt. Okay, so let's we'll go over the casualties from the turn so far. Try and get this at least a little right. Okay, so far this turn the Austrians so far have lost 22 infantry. The Russians have lost 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. They've lost 20 infantry altogether and a fighter. The Germans have lost 4 infantry. The French have lost 2. Britain has lost 3 infantry. And then these guys are the neutral forces that were defending Persia, and Britain destroyed all of them, so that was 3 infantry and artillery. The Ottomans have lost only 1 infantry in their attack against the Russian remnants in the Ukraine. And up until now, well, give me a second, because this isn't supposed to be there yet. But I guess I will say, all told, I lost 7 infantry this turn. All right. So let's get into it. All right, so purchases, I am buying with 14 IPC, I bought 2 infantry and a fighter. Combat, I brought a majority of my forces from Venice into Trieste, and I also took my 4 infantry from Rome into Trieste as well. Whoops, sorry. And like I said, so I had a bombardment, which luckily hit. However, the Ottomans, or not the Ottomans, the Austrians did get their artillery bombardment against my amphibious force, which I lost 2 troops out of that. And then once combat was totally complete, I succeeded in killing the remaining Austrian defenses. So all total in that battle, the Austrians lost another 3 infantry and 4 artillery. While, like I said, I ended up losing 7 infantry. So I gotta, so let's see here. So 5, 6, 7. So that's the 7 infantry. This green gets brought down to 2. So I'll just throw that on here. And then I'll clean this up later. We took, and then like I said, we took Trieste. So that is 4 to me and 4 from the Austro-Hungarians. And I need to throw my chip down. All right, so now I just got to clean this up afterwards. And then, so that was the result of combat. I have taken Trieste, and now the Italian army is threatening Vienna. Though the Germans are moving some troops down into Triolia to aid their Austrian allies. All right, so then for non-combats, I'm taking my infantry from Tuscany into Venice to reinforce Venice. And then I am bringing my infantry from Sudan into Egypt to help back up the Brits. And then, for deployments, oops, I'm deploying my 2 infantry and fighter into Rome. And then at the end of the turn, I collected, oh wait, 1 second. So I had 14 to spend, I saved 2, and then I collected 18, so I will have 20 IPC to spend on my next turn. So with that, that will be the end of the Italian turn. And yeah, that will be the end of the Italian turn. And then, as always, I will quickly post a video for the United States. So, yep, that, like I keep saying, that's the end of the Italian turn. So, until then, guys, we'll see you next time for the U.S. video. So, until then, take care.